Hey guys, what's up? So, on Tuesday, Pitchfork released an article, The 200 Best Albums of the 2010s, the records that made the decade, starring Kendrick Lamar, Grimes, Bon Iver, Solange, Lana Del Rey, and many more. Now, I did not look at this list, but basically we're going to take a look and go through not all 200. I'm going to look at all 200, but if I just don't know the album, I'm going to skip it, and I don't have to comment on every album. We're just going to go through the ones that I know and the ones that I know we can get through. So, yeah, without further ado, I guess we'll just kick it off with 200 at Rat King. So it goes. Well, I don't know. At 193, we have Hellboy by Lil Peep in 2016. I can see where it may be influential, but it's not good. Sorry to say, but Lil Peep is not good. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful, it's just he was never great. It was like XXXTentacion. He was really hit or miss, and this whole emo rap thing is just kind of, I don't know, I really don't like it per se. So at 193, at least it's lower on the list, but whatever. Here we go. Here's one I enjoy. At 188, we have Daytona by Pusha T. 7 songs, under 30 minutes, straight to the point, and if you know, you know, the big banger off of that thing, produced by Kanye West. Kanye had a formula in 2018 of his albums that were produced, and even his album had 7 songs, and it was, as Sum 41 would say, all killer and no filler. And Daytona was definitely a highlight of 2018, one of my favorites to say the least, and I can agree that we'll look back at it in the 2020s or at the end of the 2020s and go, this was great. So yeah, I agree, Pusha T's Daytona does belong on this list. At 184, this one is interesting to me because I didn't really start listening to her until last year. I went and saw Paramore in concert last year, and they actually had 2 bands open for them. One was Foster the People, and the other one is the person who made the list. At 184, we have Soccer Mommy with her debut album Clean in 2018. She has a new album coming out very soon, and yeah, I gotta say, if you're definitely an indie rock, indie pop type of person, this is your record. She just comes up with so much catchy just songs, and there's also dark feelings to go along, and I mean, hey, check out her new song too. That shit is fantastic. So yeah, this album doesn't get enough recognition it deserves, and I'm glad to see it on a list of best of. At 180, we have The Bones of What You Believe, the debut album by Churches from 2013. This doesn't surprise me as much. I think any 3 of their albums can be on here, but The Bones of What You Believe was definitely really one, like, no one I don't ever think could have thought that in the 2010s synth pop would make a revival, but it did, and Churches are one of those bands that do it successfully. I mean, yeah, it says here it's got songs like The Mother We Share, We Sink, Recover, but there's other songs. Lungs is great. I'm trying to think of Gun, Teether. You gotta listen to the whole thing to really appreciate it. You Caught the Light. I mean, Jesus Christ. It definitely, I didn't catch this thing in 2013. I caught it about 3 years late. But once I had to listen to it, I said, this is definitely one of the best albums of the decade, maybe even of my lifetime. So I'm glad it made the list at 180. Okay, I did see this because they posted it on their Instagram. At 169, and I'm so glad this is on this list, we have After Laughter, the 2017 album by Paramore. I mean, it is just, like, the Grammys missed an opportunity here, okay, for Best Rock Album of the Year. You may not think it's rock, but it's indie rock mixed with synth pop and all this stuff, and how the Grammys let this one slip away, I have no clue. I guess they still think they're a band living off Misery Business and Ain't It Fun, but really that's not true. This thing is full of just bangers, down from the singles to the deep cuts, and I mean, if you're going through a lot, it's definitely the album for you, especially if you're also into a lot of indie music and synth pop music. It's just a different take on the band, and yeah, I think it was definitely a surprise, but it fucking worked. So glad to finally see this on a best of list. I mean, I saw it on a lot of best of lists in 2017, but like in history, one of the best albums of the 2010s can definitely agree with that. Maybe a little bit higher than 169, but at least it's getting recognition. 166, Nicki Minaj, The Pink Print. Oh, yeah. Go fuck your. This is the one with Anaconda on it. Fuck everybody with this. No. At 161, we have the debut album by the 1975 called I Like It When You Sleep, and even more long, excruciating title, Why the Hell Would You Name Your Album That? But hey, other than that, yeah, I agree, it's a good album. It showed us rock in a new way, and hopefully this new album is better than A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. I know I praised it at first, but going back and listening to it, I was like, I don't know. I don't really like it that much anymore because opinions change over the years, but their debut album is definitely, yeah, a classic at 161. Speaking of, at 157, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. Really? I mean, is it horrible? By no all means no, but it definitely was a bit of a sophomore slump for the 1975. No, I wouldn't call this one of the best of the decade. I mean, come on now. Oh, cool. And at 152, we got AM by the Arctic Monkeys. Yeah, I mean, everybody's heard of Do You Want to Know, or Do I Want to Know? And then we had Why'd You Call Me When You're High? Yeah, they're both bangers. It is definitely a different take on the band, who started out as like this post-punk kind of garage rockish band into more psychedelic, which is where they took this one, and definitely surprised with Tranquility Base Hotel and Casinos. I hope we do see that one later, because that one's really good too, but it's good to see the Arctic Monkeys getting some love for AM. At 151, this is cheating. This isn't 2010s. Lady Gaga, The Fame Monster, slips in at 151, but it says it came out in 2009? How can you have an album that came out in 2009 on a list of the 2010s? That's confusing, really. I mean, yeah, can't really say I agree, because once again, it's not from the 2010s. It's from the tail end of the 2000s, so fix your shit, Pitchfork. Fix your shit. Rick Ross, Rich Forever at 141. I guess it's better than DJ Khaled making the list. Cool. At 131, we have Run the Jewels 2, the 2014 album by Run the Jewels, the rap duo. Hopefully we'll see their other two records on here, too. I have Run the Jewels 3. That one is fantastic as well. It's good to see them getting some love. They're a very great, definitely great hip-hop duo of the 2010s that I have found myself enjoying a lot. So, good for them making this list. Oh, Tame Impala comes in at 130 with Lonerism. I feel like he's made a lot of great records in the 2010s, so we're probably not going to be the last time we see him on this list. At 128, Radiohead with their 2016, their most recent release, A Moon-Shaped Pool. Okay, yeah, I mean, it was definitely better than their album before that, but I don't know. A Moon-Shaped Pool is cool, but it's not really one that I would call like their absolute best. You know, we're talking about a band who's done albums like The Bends, In Rainbows, OK Computer, Kid A, Amnesiac. You know, we're talking about a band who's done plenty of great albums. So this one might fall under the mediocre category, but I can see why in the 2010s it could be very influential. It came around at a political time. Tom York also sings about, you know, the divorce of his wife at the time, so, you know, there's just a lot of personal stuff on this record. So, you know what? Okay, maybe it should get more love. Oh, Death Heaven with Sunbather. You guys like black metal? Well, this is black metal taken to the next level. Holy crap! Yeah, 123. Yes, good. Thank you, Pitchfork. Thank you. And right after that, 122 Snail Mail with Lush. She is from not the area I live in, but the state that I live in. So, yeah, I support her, and she had a good album in 2018. Another good job, Pitchfork. At 120, Tyler the Creator with Flower Boy. As long as it's better than whatever the hell he put out this year in Igor. Jesus Christ. I mean, sure, Flower Boy. His other projects before that were good, but, I mean, sure, fine. As long as they don't put Igor on this list, I'm good. Death Grips, The Money Store at 117. If Anthony Fantano didn't tell me to listen to this album, I wouldn't have done it, but I did, and I'm glad he did. Fucking awesome. Yeah. Death Grips are just awesome and badass in itself, so can't argue with The Money Store. Daft Punk, Random Access Memories at 112, their big comeback in 2013. Yeah, I mean, it says poppy, funk, prog, new wave, soft rock, balladry. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it, definitely. For a band that was down and out and just came back. Ariana Grande's Sweetener in 2018. Is that the one with 7 rings on it? Because if it is, no. And I don't think it is. Yeah, her album this year was called Thank You Next. Sure, Sweetener had some high moments on it. I mean, God is a woman. She shows off her vocals, talent. So, sure, why not? At 100 and something, I don't remember. For some reason, it skipped all the way down to 33. For Lord's sake, here we go. We're back on track now, but we're gonna move on. Vampire Weekend, Contra in 2010 at number 94. All I know is that this one has like some controversy behind the album cover, that the model on this album cover didn't approve, and she kind of sued the group. Other than that, I have never heard this album before, so we're gonna keep going. 87. Ray Shremmerd, Shrem Life. Fuck no. Just no. 84. Chance the Rapper with Acid Rap. Once again, it sure beats whatever the hell he put out this year. Jesus Christ. Even though I don't think Acid Rap is counted as an album, I think it's counted as a mixtape, but still, yeah. His mixtape is better than his album. Let that sink in. But yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. See, I told you, at 79, we have Tame Impala with Currents, his last album. Who knows if this album is supposed to be out this year, maybe next year, but yeah, Tame Impala's Currents, that was the first record of theirs, of his, I should say, I heard, and it was good. 73, Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B. No, we don't need that trash getting recognition, because it is what it is. It's trash. We need to throw it. We need to throw it in the trash and never speak of it again. Moving on. 69, if you're reading this, It's Too Late by Drake from 2015. 69 is the perfect number for this. That's funny. But yeah, once again, I think this is more of a mixtape, but it's better than anything he's been putting out lately album-wise. So, I was waiting for it. At 59, we have Red by Taylor Swift in 2012. This is when she started changing, still keeping the country element, but kind of swaying away from it a bit more. But I kind of figured a couple of her albums might be on here, even though I don't agree, but, she is kind of like a big artist from the late 2000s into the 2010s, so, yeah, not surprised. Oh, at 57 we got Damn by Kendrick Lamar. Hopefully we see To Pimp a Butterfly on this list. I really hope. But yeah, Damn is damn good. Damn good. Lemonade by Beyonce at 41. Not surprised that she's on here. Her sister made it on here. Beyonce, Lemonade was alright. She's not really my taste in music, but I can see why people like her. Black Star by David Bowie, R.I.P., great posthumous release in 2016. Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour at 23. I'm not a big country fan. I mean, I like older country and stuff, but I really haven't been able to find a lot of like newer country that really has, given me hope in the industry other than maybe like a Chris Stapleton. But I gotta say, Casey Musgraves has a nice voice. It's different for country, and she's just got that badass persona to her that I can definitely, applaud her for. So, and I know this album, and I listened to it, was, a good one. It was, for being modern country music, it was surprisingly good. So, it coming in at 23, I'm not surprised it's this high because it did win a Grammy. So, yeah, it's going to be legendary 10 years from now. Oh, Beach House with Teen Dream in 2010. This band I support because they're from Maryland. So, yeah, which is where I was born. So, if you haven't heard Beach House, definitely check them out. Teen Dream and their other albums. Really? Already? Lana Del Rey with Norman fucking Rockwell in 2019 at number 19. It was boring. People got on me for it, but it was just boring. I was not interested throughout. I mean, having an album from 2018 on, okay, maybe I can see that, but you can't have an album on here that's just a couple months old because we don't know how legendary this thing is going to be yet. If it was a year old, I would give a pass, but right now it's just kind of like... And even at that, it's not a good album. It's not. Okay, another Kendrick Lamar at 18. Kendrick Lamar at number 18. But it's not To Pimp a Butterfly. It's actually 2012's Good Kid, Mad City. I believe this is when he started getting, like, really good. I can definitely vouch for that. He definitely started experimenting a bit more and doing a good job with it. Kanye West, 15, Yeezus. No. That's the one with Poopity Scoop on it, I believe. It might be one of his newer releases. I don't remember, but it's still not great. 14, we have Melodrama by Lorde.
I am Lorde,
I'm not a big fan of guilty pleasures, but I can say Lorde is definitely one that you guys probably didn't even know I listened to, because I really don't talk about it that much. It's not that I'm embarrassed to mention it, it's just that I don't know what kind of Lorde fan I am, if I'm a big fan, just a fan who knows some of the stuff. Melodrama was good. I do like that. So was Pure Heroin. But yeah, sure. I can vouch for if she puts a new song out soon, I'll definitely go listen to it because of the success of her albums. Here it is at number 4, the third Kendrick Lamar entry. It's To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, this was definitely when he found himself. I feel like Good Kid, Mad City was the experimentation, but To Pimp a Butterfly was when he found himself, and then he went into Damn knowing what he wanted to do. It's just... jazz, funk, soul, rap, it's all mixed up into one so fantastically that this was the album that made me a Kendrick Lamar fan, I'll tell you that much. So I'm going to do number 2 and number 1, just to kind of get over with it. Number 2, we have My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, which I actually did like this one, and I'm not surprised. I know it was like big at the turn of the decade, so yeah, it came out in 2010, so it barely qualifies for this list, but it does. Which leads us to number 1, which is, let's see, one I have not even heard, so I cannot clarify this. But yeah, it's Blonde by Frank Ocean from 2016. I don't really know much of Frank Ocean's work, so I couldn't tell you if I agree with this or not. But hey, you know what? I'm surprised because they definitely surprised me with some of their picks for top 200 albums of the year. Once again, the only one I knew that was going to be on the list was After Laughter because I had seen Paramore post something about it. But it was just good to show that they showed that album love. Other bands like Churches and Soccer Mommy, Snail Mail, you know, all the other like little artists and bands who really, I don't think have hit mainstream yet, but are starting to get there. So yeah, the fact that it wasn't all just mainstream mumbo jumbo really made me feel good. Although I'm kind of surprised at some that didn't make the list. I know 444 by Jay-Z definitely should have maybe made the list. I thought maybe Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys should have been on the list. Or if they're listing from 2019 like they did with Lana Del Rey, Hollywood's Bleeding has definitely like took off from that. So I'm kind of surprised we didn't see him on the list. But yeah, it was just soothing to see some of the bands on here. But yeah, that's really about it, guys. You can tell me in the comments below what are some albums on the list that you may not agree with. I might link the link in the description to go to this website so you can see the full entire list yourself since we didn't go through it all. But yeah, that does it, and I will catch you all in the next one.